Hello there and welcome back to Paul's Racing Channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Eldridge Air Conditioning, and on to round 7 of our GR4 Aston Martin Championship. And on to South America we go, to the Interlagos circuit in Brazil, 2.6 mile anti-clockwise track located 9 miles from Sao Paulo city centre, close to the east coast of Brazil and about 267 miles southwest of Rio de Janeiro. So 30 laps around for this the second of our endurance races here in Brazil. And well, let's I think it's time we get on with it. As we know, we're a little bit restricted for time. If you'd watched my last video, you would have gone and seen the point situation going into this round. So let's get this one underway and see how the guys get on. So in pole position, just about to see his back end just sticking out there on the screen, is Aspect. We've got Sight in second place. We've got to say thanks for the replays. Dan in third, Nath in fourth, Taff fifth, Silly Shot in sixth, RJS in seventh, Ross Crossbones in eighth, Firepower ninth, Carlsberg 10th, and Daddy Dims in 11th. So coming out of the final corner, 15 corners here at Interlagos. His proper name, but that's the name everyone knows the track as, and I'm not going to try and pronounce the proper one, so we'll stick with Interlagos. That's what everyone knows it as they all now head on down to turn 1, which is through the centres here at Interlagos. Silly Shot and Nathan. Who's that? Was that RJ? Who's that? As Crossbones running wide already. Early doors, not quite getting that first corner right, was he? Let's go on with Crossbones now. He was looking down the inside of RJS. Actually, was it a move? Well, actually, it was him trying to have a go at RJS. Then there was a little bit of touching from him, and it just pushed Crossbones out. RJS went off in front, and he's now under pressure from Carlsberg, Firepower, his teammate. So a little tag through turns 2 there from Crossbones and RJS, and RJS just run it back, and he's got it back, Crossbones. So RJS then had a little bit of an issue coming round the left-hander and half a second, so must have ran that a little bit wide. Got that track limits penalty come up, so lots of swapping and changing already through this really technical section now through the S's. That is literally what they are around here. Into one, out of another, into another, and out of one. So it's all a little bit tight and twisty at this infield bit. The two teammates, Silly Shot and Nath, having a little go at each other. So let's have a quick look. I think that might have been Silly Shot having a go up the inside of his teammate. He does get it done. Yeah, good move. That is a passing opportunity. You can get it, time it right through the hairpin, through the S's. You can get them right, and you can get the pass done as they come down through towards Juncal. And this is where you begin to rise back up towards the start-finish line to complete lap 1 here in Brazil. Who was that running wide? Was that the car that I see running wide? It was RJS. Now, has he got an issue, or is he just staying out of the way? What's he on? He's on softs. So he's opted to go for softs very early. So I'm not too sure what his plan of attack is, because is he just saving them? Maybe he is. You're not going to get a lot of, oh, now we've got a yellow flag. Why have we got a yellow flag here? Sure. Oh, there is someone sitting at the, oh, I think it's Dan who's made a little mistake. Let's have a quick look. Third place as well was Dan. To turn 1. Oh, and gets his back wheel right-hander on the grass. Spun him round. Does the full pirouette. And gets passed by everybody pretty much. Back to 10th he goes. So a little mistake from Dan then. It's unusual. Don't see Dan make too many mistakes, do you? So 10th place for him from 3rd. Just like that, in an instant. With Daddy Dims some way back there in 11th, just crossing the line to start lap 2. But yeah, as I was saying, I think RJS might just be trying to take care of his tyres a little bit here. He's on those softs, as I say, but he's certainly not pushing hard. Not being down there in 9th, and he was getting passed easily by cars out there as he tries to have a little nibble at Firepower. Didn't quite pay off, nearly knocked up Firepower off track there, but slow down and give it back to him. But yeah, I think RJS just saving a little bit for later on in this stint. So maybe he's looking at a two-stopper here. Rather than a three, not sure what the guys are going to be on. There could be some guys on there on three stoppers. Majority, I would imagine, will be the twos, but RJS certainly looks like he's got some sort of strategy and plan up his sleeve. So what's he? Yeah, he's definitely holding off here. What's firepower's in? What's he on softs as well? Yeah, he's not passing, is he? It's like he's just holding back. RJS, he had a chance then to have a go. It didn't bother. There's firepower now having a look at... well, we did actually. RJS did manage to go around the outside of firepower in the end then, but now piling on a bit of pressure to behind Taff. So up to 8th goes RJS. Let's have a quick look and go up front to see our leader Aspect, who's led it from the front. With Sai following him in second. These two, a nice healthy gap back then to Nath, who's managed to grab third back off his teammate, who's actually fall back to 5th place. Crossbones up to 4th. There is Silly Shot in 5th, with the half a second penalty under pressure from Carlsberg as well. Just as they rise up now to start the S's, or the S section now. And this right left sequence of corners. Use all this curve on the outside, on the right hand side there. RJS, well, not that sort of curve though. Oh, done well to gather that up. Really well to control that. Lucky not to take firepower out at the same time, but did well to control it and get it facing the correct way. Just grabbed a little bit too much of the edge of the track there, got himself on that dirty stuff, and that was the end of that. And Silly Shot just having to take off his penalty at the worst possible penalty zone ever, uphill. Carlsberg now having a look as they start lap 4 into turn 1, and you can see a lot of guys flirting with the outside of that turn 1. We'll just see what happened with RJS. Sorry, with Dan grabbing too much of it. Got to be a little bit careful there. Talking of which, let's have a look. Is Dan still? He's still in 10th behind his teammate in Taff in 9th, but it does look like he's getting a little bit close. He's on those hard tyres, Dan, so opted to start on the hards along with his teammate. So Team Vodafone going for that hard. Something up here ahead of them, 3 abreast. RJS, Carlsberg and Silly Shot. RJS might just come out ahead of both of them. Oh, runs it wide, and then Silly Shot's going to have another go up the inside. He does. So no change, but a little battle here between these 3, and firepower also just latching onto the back as well. But these 3 here, Silly Shot, RJS and Carlsberg, got to be very careful through here. Easy to make a mistake. Good driving at the moment. RJS up to 6th place and just sitting now behind Silly Shot. So come through Junkau again to start the rise up towards turn 14. And towards the line to start lap 5. Silly Shot then, still 5th place. RJS having a look at turn 1 now. Had a big look at turn 1. Oh, and then had a wiggle. Carlsberg there, still firepower sitting behind them as well. Just off the back of them, but still within range. Ahead of them, I can see another battle going on between Crossbones and Nath. I think Crossbones just managed to get Nath there through that left-hander. Good move. That is another passing place. But again, got to get it right. Otherwise, there will be contact. did well, Crossbones. Looks like he quite fancies this tonight. What's he on? The soft tyres. Nath is on the mediums. Remember, all 3 compounds got to be used in this race with a minimum of 3 laps on the hard compound. So battles going on everywhere at the moment, apart from these front 2. Aspect it's just pulled away from Sai in second, but Sai looking okay there, and then that big gap back then to Crossbones and Nath. This is the first of our battles on track. He's on board with Nath actually. He's going to get into the slipstream of Crossbones now. What's Crossbones going to do? Don't think he's going to be able to hold him off. He's got the outside now. There's Nath. Still there, just about to see his bonnet. Into the braking zone at turn 1, and Nath, did he hit it? No, he didn't. There's Crossbones. He said, no, you're not having it. Oh, and it runs it wide, does Crossbones. This is an opportunity now for Nath to have a go. How about on the inside, switches it back. Great move as he goes past Crossbones there into the braking zone. About the hut there. Got to get it done now if he doesn't screw up the exit. Nah, done well there. And you'll see, there he is. There's Crossbones behind with Silly Shot there as well. But great driving, great racing from Nath and Crossbones. So back up to 3rd. Nath goes. Crossbones in 4th. Silly Shot and RJS has joined the party. So what have we got then? We've got a combination or a mix of mediums for Nath. We've got soft tyres for Crossbones, soft for Silly Shot and soft for RJS. So we've got the medium, the 3 softs behind. Down to Junkow again. Tricky corner. Oh, has someone gone off? No, they haven't. I thought I see someone go off, but no, that was my eyes. Crossbones still in 4th, being chased by Silly Shot up the hill. Now Silly Shot getting great drive up the hill this time. It's going to have a go at Crossbones surely. So can he now have a move at turn 1? Just like his teammate, he's going to switch that inside this time. No, he's surely if he gets his stop, it's done, and he does. Yeah, but Crossbones is pretty good through there, you know. Crossbones doesn't run it wide though at the exit here like he did when Nath was challenging him. So just keeps it on that racing line, but does lose that place. Back to 5th he goes then. Silly Shot up to 4th, going with his teammate Nath ahead of him in 3rd. This is that corner, you easily run it out wide there, you will get track limits. It will obviously slow you down as well. And RJS now almost pushing Crossbones up this little rise now as they begin to reach the top of the plateau and into the S's. So, are we 7 laps in? RJS still, I think, just keeping his tyres in check at this stage. He's going to pull a move. Crossbones is covering. Yeah, I think he was going to, but Crossbones is having a look at Silly Shot. Oh, there's a bit of contact, gets it done. Well, there was a little bit of contact there, and he does slow down. That does allow RJS to get through, but it's knocked Silly Shot all the way back down to 8th, because Colesberg's going to go through. Firepower's also gone through. So now Crossbones back to 7th. Now here comes Silly Shot. There you go. Gets that back. So, yeah. Just try to move through the S's there. Crossbones got it a bit wrong. Sent Silly Shot sideways, and well, it's cost them both some positions. Sai has come in from 2nd though, and he's in pit lane. He's first of the movers and shakers in the stops. Aspect then, that leaves Aspect with a good lead over Nath. The whole of that straight along Rita Aposta. Nathan up to 2nd place now with RJS up to 3rd. So maybe this was his plan, just to ease the tyres in, to push too hard, although that Getting close to track limits there for RJS. Let's see if he does get a penalty. I think he might have just got away with it. He has by the looks of it, yes. In this battle between Carlsberg, who didn't get away with it, in 4th place, and Firepower in 5th. So I think with the exception of Dave, I think it's all soft tyres up the top 5 drivers. Aspect is on the soft. Medium we know for Nave, soft for RJS we know, Carlsberg is soft, and Firepower soft as well, along with Crossbones who's soft, but Silly Shot who's soft. So yeah, top 7 all on those soft tyres. And again, Silly Shot and Crossbones still finding out as whether the last bit of contact was made. Crossbones staying well out of the way this time. Silly Shot, so they just can't get away from Crossbones, can he? So they're still battling out, full lap there. Still a bit of blows through the S's. Side drops down to 8th, but he's come out after he stopped on them hard tyres. Can't remember what he started on. I think it might have been soft as well, so managed to get a few laps out of them. Now onto the hard tyres, and Carlsberg and Silly Shot has just come in, and they're going to come off of their soft tyres as well. Managed to get 8-9 laps out of them. But we'll push Sai up to 6th place as he goes into turn 1. So obviously with soft tyres, not getting a lot of laps out of those does mean obviously you're going to be running longer on the other 2 compounds. It's just how long you run and on them. So that's the strategy, and these guys are going to have to have a good think about that if they haven't already. So we see Dan coming now down through into to see the Interlagos. By the way, Interlagos, or Lagos itself, stands for lakes in Portuguese, which of course is the language here in Brazil. And, this is set between 2 massive lakes in the region, the circuit, so this is why it is called Interlagos. Taff and Silly Shot battling out 9th and 10th. These were, at least Silly Shot was one of them that did come in. I think Taff as well, so these 2 have all been in. So these are the ones that have managed to stop. Oh, Daddy Dims, 11th, hand picked up a 2nd, so Andy's been in as well. So he's just not grabbing it at the moment, is he, Daddy Dims? But we know that he's one of our new drivers. Going to take a little bit of time for him to just get used to everything. But he won't quit, he's not a quitter, he'll carry on. At the end of the day, still going to get points, whatever way you look at it. But of course, still some way to go in this race, so but he is some way behind guys ahead of him. So from one Team Skechers car to his teammate Aspect, who is way out in front now and holds that fastest lap at 140.7, and probably begin to just relax, although he hasn't been in yet, so wonder if he's going to bother coming in now, as we see Nath and RJS still battling it out there for 2nd and 3rd. So let's just have a look to see if he stays left. No, he's going to have another go. Guess there's no reason for him to come in just yet, no reason to panic at this point, but maybe 1 or 2 more laps. Depends on how comfortable he feels, of course, with the soft tyres as they are underneath him. If he feels that things are starting to move around a little bit for too much for his liking, it's going to be time to come in. We know that RJS obviously still hasn't come in, nor was Nath, but Nath is on those mediums, so we don't expect him to come in yet, but RJS is getting as much out of his as well. Well, we know he was was helping them early in the race, wasn't he? Didn't want to put too much pressure on them, too much heat in them, and didn't want to burn them out and wear them out too quickly. So now it may be time for him to just go for it. He's right up behind Nath now, coming up the hill to start the S's. Crossbones, sorry, to stick on that camera. Crossbones is in 4th place. Firepower's in as well. Looks like he's coming out on hard tyres. RJS. He's just going to sit behind Nath. I think Nath's going to be coming in. It's whether RJS decides it's time for him to make a move into pit lane. As I say, unless you're actually in that car, so it's hard to tell how that feels. It looks okay, but looking okay and feeling okay, two completely different things. So let's see, our leader is in. So Aspect now has decided it's time for him to come in. It does look like RJS is staying out for another one. He is. So Aspect's being serviced. Does mean that Nath will be our leader. Start lap 12 with RJS up to 2nd place now. Aspect, is he? No, he's still being done. It's only just gone in, you know. It's a long pit lane here at Interlagos. So he could effectively lose another place to Dan, who's just coming up now. So let's see. Aspect going on the medium tyres. Crossbones is in as well. Looks like he's coming out on softs. So lots of changes, tyres and compounds here. But yeah, Dan does make that 4th place. Aspect, oh no, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, Aspect's come out in 3rd. So he's only lost 2 places. Nath and RJS ahead of him now. But of course, remember, them two have still got to make their first stop, which of course Aspect will be aware of. He's not a million miles away, in all truth. They're going through the S's. He's just coming up to start them now. So that gap isn't that large. He will be able to grab that lead back once they decide to make their stop. So he's on the medium tyres Aspect. Oh, and RJS has got half a second, which will be taken off now. Not going to make too much difference. Just means that Nath will get a little bit further away from him, but it could be that he could be coming in now anyway. RJS looks like he's sticking to the left-hand side. Let's have a look. Yes, it's time for him to come in now. So RJS, so he's got 12 laps, almost 13 laps out of those soft tyres. It's pretty good going. So Nath then is our leader. Aspect coming across shortly will pick up 2nd. Dan should grab that 3rd place. It's just coming round out the final corner. Just going into the final corner, coming out the final corner now. Turn 15. Across the line and into 3rd place he goes, even though he still says 4th. In fact, there is RJS coming out of pit lane now, so actually he may just come out ahead of Dan. He will do. So he's again only just dropped a place from 2nd to 3rd, so that's pretty good. But it does mean Dan's closer now to RJS, so we've got a little bit to think about as RJS with Dan closing in behind. Of course, RJS has come out on those mediums, which won't take long to warm up, but still getting warmed up, as Dan has been on those mediums for a little while now. They're fully to temp, so he's certainly going to have a little bit more heat in his than what RJS, but it won't take long for RJS to start getting feeling back in those. Certainly getting put under a bit of pressure from Dan from behind. But Carlsberg having a good race at the moment. Carlsberg there in 5th place, still being hassled and hounded by Silly Shot in 6th place. He's gone wide. I think he just run it wide. It just sounded like his engine sound just like he just lifted there because he was going to run it out wide. Didn't lose anything by it apart from a bit of time, but yeah, just almost runs it wide onto the grass there. And out of Juncal, and then we've got the two teammates, Crossbones and Firepower, finding it out for 8th and 9th. As they go past up the hill, past the great big funnel. Past the radio tower as well. Iconic landmarks here at the circuit, along with the backdrop of the high-rise tower blocks as well. So a bit of a weird, unusual, not weird, but unusual location that the circuit is set in here. Interlagos. It's kind of just been like dumped almost in the middle of a load of sort of houses and industrial units. But you know what? It kind of gives it that character, doesn't it? That's for sure. There's that city in the background there. Sao Paulo itself. Daddy Dim's getting on well. The gap is about the same. He hasn't stood in 11th place. In fact, tonight he may have got a little bit closer to Sai, who's actually in 10th, but we know that Sai's been in. He's up the top, wasn't he? But down to 10th place now on those medium tyres. Now, I'm not sure. Could have been. Is that his second stop? So Sai might have already been in, you know. I think he started on the softs, didn't he? And then I thought he started on the. I'm not sure. I think he might have already gone in and changed again, Sai, you know. So maybe he's on a 3-stopper, Sai. Or I might be talking complete nonsense. Either way, he's in 10th place. This is when I know what's going on, isn't it? As we watch Naif, our leader, going up the hill. Now, he's got a great lead actually over Aspect. Remember, Naif did come in earlier, so he's been on those medium tyres for a while. In fact, I don't think he's coming in at all, is he, Naif? I think this is still. That could have been the original set, but anyway, he's in the lead. He must make notes of these, as I watch this. Just trying to remember it in my brain, got no chance. And Aspect in 2nd place. I know he's just recently come in and changed on the medium tyres. Still holding that fastest lap as well. No one's touched that yet at 140.7. Hill through Juncal and up the rise towards the highest point of this circuit, which is the start or finish straight at this point here. So what's the distance between himself and Naif? Well, Naif's just going through turns 1 and 2, the Senna S. I expect he's now just coming up to it. So, gap's not that large. RJS just coming out the final corner, going across the line now to start his lap 16. So, yeah, he's spread out up the top here between the top 3, but still that distance isn't much. Especially if they've still got to come in and make another stop. And of course you've got Dan, who's not far off, in 4th place as well. He hasn't really been able to gain any further on to RJS, but still got him in his sights. So at least he's got something to try and chase. Still knocking out fastest sectors as well, is Dan. So it looks like he's seen him do that a few times now, so he's clearly quite quick through sector 1. Then maybe just loses it through sectors 2 and 3. Let's see what he's like through the next sector, which coming up too soon. See if he's dropped the time in sector 2. So he's certainly catching RJS though, all of a sudden. Maybe RJS has made a little mistake. Now let's see. Just going to be coming over the timing line now. Let's see if he's gained anything. Oh, he's dropped a lot. almost 6/10 he's dropped through that second sector. So I don't think he's going to be getting close to Aspect's time. Let's see what his time is. We'll stick with Dan just for the moment. Remember, 140.7 is what he's got to beat, but I can't see him beating it this time around. But let's see. His best is 140.8, so he's only about a tenth off of the fastest time. And that was a 141, so he lost a lot of time there in the end. But he appears to be catching RJS ahead of him in third now. RJS, does he slow down again? No, I think it was just a mistake. Made it look, just made him lose a bit of time. Silly shot in fifth has got well past Carlsberg, who's fighting, weren't they, for a little while, these two. But again, it's that mistake from Carlsberg. It's allowed Silly shot, because that's a big gap now back to him in sixth place from fifth. Taff in seventh. So Taff's one of those guys who, or one of those drivers that we pay a lot of attention to in the race, do we? And he just goes along his own kind of pace. Always there or thereabouts in the end. Kind of midfield enforcer, isn't he, Taff? Always around about that kind of area. Again, one of these drivers you don't see too many mistakes from. Quite consistent as well, looking at his times. He's obviously dropping time there, but we have seen him run a little bit wide on a couple of occasions. Almost done it again there, Taff, but it's pretty consistent, so that's what he's about. We've got Crossbones in 8th, Firepower in 9th. Again, these two were fairly close last time we came to them. It looks like Crossbones just picked up the pace a bit. Got away from his teammate, but still in 8th place for him. Firepower's come in, so teammates decided to come in. Oh, he did cross a line in there. Now, I don't know whether that's a penalty or not. If I'm honest, we'll have to see. If it is, he'll get it as he exits pit lane, but does allow Sy then to push up into 9th place. Imagine that Firepower will remain in 10th as well. Service now. Where's Daddy Dim's in relation to him? Yeah, it's a long way back still, Daddy Dim, so Firepower's not going to get passed whilst being serviced, so he's going to still come out in 10th place. But Daddy Dim's giving up, is he? And I've just seen our leaders in, so Nath has decided to come in. Aspect, who looks like he has caught him, is going to take the lead again. So back to first place goes Aspect. He knew that Nath was having to come in on those medium tyres, and I still reckon this is Nath's first stop, you know. So maybe he's going to do a short stint on those hard tyres and do the remainder on them softs. Yep, he's definitely coming out on hard tyres, his Nath. So does he do the minimum 3 and then push on to the end of the race on those soft tyres? We'll see. I'm pretty sure that is his first stop, but he does get passed by RJS as well, and he's just coming out now ahead of Dan. So again, just loses a couple of places, so from first to third. So similar to RJS, actually, he was in the same position. Comes back out on third place, but all over him now is Dan. So remember, Nath on those hard tyres, Dan on those mediums, but been on those mediums for quite a while now, and that front right is beginning to show signs of discomfort. But of course, he's going to still have a lot more grip than what Nath's got at the moment on those hard tyres. They're cold at this point. Obviously not as quick either in comparison, so I think think it's just a matter of time for Dan to have a go at Nath. Maybe down here at Juncal, or it looks a little bit far back to have a dive there. So maybe, is he going to dive? Is he going to come in the pit lane now? Is Dan, or is he going to sit behind Nath and have a go for a move? At turn 1, it's like he's lining up a move to me. Yeah, he's certainly not staying to the left, is he? He's not going in pit lane, so here we go. Is this a move for Dan then? Turn 1, still looks a little bit far back if I'm honest. It'll be a bit of a move and a bit of a lunge if he goes for this. Yeah, I think that's probably the wise. Oh, and he does go, he does have a little look at it. Yeah, defensive work from Nath required. Good defensive work as well, Nath. Keeping Dan behind him. How much longer can he keep him behind him? Of course, this is putting more pressure on those tyres. Dan's though, he's not got a lot of grip on that right side. He's going to have a go. Yeah, there was a little bit of a bang in there, but that's fine. He's got it done, I think, although Nath's sticking it out on the outside. But yeah, this is just putting more and more pressure on those already worn tyres of Dan's. Nath knows it. Nath knows that he's down to bare minimum now on his tyres here. And again, Dan just, well, Nath runs it wide. So Dan's got that job done there through the S's. But how much has that, what's that done to his tyres? Has that increased the pressure on them? That heat going through them. Nath would be okay with that. He knows Dan's going to have to come in anyway, so he knows that he can grab that third place back off him. As a blue flag. Imagine that's probably going to be Daddy Dims, who's ahead of them. Does look like it, but still sticking out. Staying out is Dan. Our tyres weren't actually that bad around here, I didn't think, although I was in the GR3, but I didn't feel that bad actually. Mediums are probably the best feeling compound. Softs weren't that great. Daddy Dims who's getting the blue flags waved, so Daddy Dims will be aware of that, of course. Got these two guys now bearing down on him, so he's going to get lapped. Already been lapped, of course, by Aspect and RJS. So he's going to just stay well out. Yeah, Daddy Dims, look at that, well out of the way. Off track. Did well. Pulled over in a safe place when the time was right, and lets these guys come through as Dan goes wide. Now that's the effect of the tyres now playing havoc with him. So Nath just sitting there. Nath knows that he's in a good place here at the moment to grab, at least get a podium here. What the guys ahead of him do, that's talking of which, let's have a quick look. So we know Aspect is still out front. We know that he still holds that fastest lap. He's on those medium tyres. They're looking okay. It's going to be fuel, I think, for him, which might be the issue. And, I think he's still got to run another tyre here, so presumably he'll run it and then put a bit of fuel in, and Nath's now in, so that's the hard tyre. So he has done the compulsory minimum 3 tyres laps on the hards. So now he's going to go all out on the soft tyres. Leaves about 8 or 9 laps for him to have a go on the softs, which is about right. What about all you can get on those softs if you're pushing? So I reckon he's going to be pushing hard to the end here. So Aspect still our leader. RJS still in second place. Again, he's got one more stop to come, and his fuel's going to be the issue here. Tyres are looking okay, but I think he's still got to run the hard tyre as well as RJS and Dan. Well, we know he's in third place. Oh, and where's Nath? Oh, Nath, I was going to say, Nath's gone in, hasn't he? I thought for a second, because he was behind Dan, I thought we'd lost him at some point there, but, you know, he's gone in, hasn't he? So he's in 7th place, is Nath. So Dan in 3rd. It's all spaced out, all the cars now. There's not much going on in terms of battles at the moment. They're all still strategy driven with as we come into these final quarter of the race. So is Dan staying out? He is. So he's going to have another go. One more lap for Dan. Silly shot in 4th. Carlsberg in 5th place. These looks like they're on medium tyres and all look like they'll be running it as long as they can on those medium tyres. So we could be in for a battle in the pit lane, couldn't we, by the time this race gets to its final stages. Sai in 6th, also on those medium tyres. The guy's going to be, have I missed the stops? Have they? Is it going to be a case of fuel saving? But it's a long way to go to fuel save at this point. Still got what? 7, 8 laps to go to the end. There's Nath who's been in and come out on those softs. Now remember, he's done all his tyres. He's come out. No more stops for him. That's fuel. I would imagine. Well, doesn't look enough, does it, for Nath? But I imagine he's calculated it okay. So let's hope, or not him, but his pit crew, hopefully, has calculated the fuel for him. But it doesn't look too much, does it? Considering the amount of laps we've got still to run. So maybe he's going to go for a little bit of fuel saving at some point. Maybe he is already. 7th place for him. Then we've got Taff in 8th. He's also been in and come out, and he's doing his final stint on the softs as well. Crossbones in 9th. Mediums for him, and Firepower mediums for him. And he's got plenty of fuel. I think he's probably over-egged it there, but he's got half a tank. He's thought, no, you know what? Ain't taking no chances here. And Dan's finally come in. So Dan, our man, who was wondering when he was going to come in, has decided time is now. Let's go through this field then. So Aspect in 1st place. We've got RJS still in 2nd place. Silly Shot up to 3rd now. Carlsberg 4th. Sight 5th place. And then Nath in 6th. There's Dan exiting pit lane now. So Dan has come out in 7th place, but close to the back of Nath. And remember, Nath has got soft tyres on now. He's done his stops. Dan's come out on softs as well, so probably Dan holds a slight advantage only because he's got newer and fresher rubber underneath him. It's going to be an all-out battle now for these guys who's decided to run these softs. Nath already all over the back of Sight, who's stayed on those medium tyres, done the soft early doors in the race, so he's stuck with the mediums now, and that you see the difference already. Nath right up behind him. He's going to have a go, maybe not here at Juncal, but maybe along the start and finish into turn 1, which is the most favoured passing place around here. The sun just starting to drop as the day light begins to fade. We should just about finish this race before it gets too dark. Let's have a look if Nath has a move on Sight. I think so, not from that far back. No, he doesn't. So go through Centre S. It's all about Sight doing what he can to defend, but I'm not sure. I think when you get to this point, much you can do really, because there's the difference. Not got it done yet as Nath, but he is going to get it done now. That's a good move. Sight, as I say, not much you can do. You can stay there, but you don't want to be going suicide through this little kink up the hill. It's very risky. Now Dan's all over the back of Sight as well, and he's going to have a go, immediate go at him through the start of the S's. And yeah, but of course, being on the outside then allows Dan to be allows Sight to be on the inside. But now Dan's on the outside to allow him to be on the inside. So swapping and changing through the left rights. So then Sight just losing out to Nath, and Dan then dropping it back to 7th place. Got Taff in 8th. He's only a little bit now. Crossbones in 9th again. Under no pressure. Firepower also in 10th place. And then Daddy Dims still getting the blue flags, still being passed, but still running, which is the main thing. That's what it's about. 11th place for him. But our leader, who's been our leader throughout this race from pole position, actually, Aspect, we're getting used to it now anyway, and he's our championship leader as well, of course. And well, we've got well, he's only got a few laps to finally do what he's got to do. And well, I think it's just inevitable really that he's going to be winning this one. Fuel could be an issue though. He's going to have to start fuel saving, but then he's got the gap. He's got a massive gap back then to RJS, who's in 2nd place, just coming up the hill towards the line now. RJS. Aspect going out, down through, has gone already through the S's and along very straight now. Aspect into this left-hander. Four more laps to run for Aspect. RJS also with the fuel at quite low level now. Looks like Colesberg might have had to just come in for a quick splash and dash. I don't believe that's his final lap. It could be, he might not have been on the hards yet, so maybe he's leaving them right to the end. But Silly Shot in 3rd, Nath in 4th, so the two teammates 3rd and 4th place, and then this battle between Nath and Dan, 4th and 5th place. Oh, Dan still on the outside, taking a lot of curbing there for Dan. Don't want to get your wheels out there, and he's, well, they're going side by side, and it's, look at this battle, and again Don gets pushed out, and well, oh, he has lost it. Dan's gone, but gets it going again, but that's going to invite Sai an opportunity, or give him an opportunity to have a go at Dan, and I don't think he's going to get it done though. So a little bit of close quarter racing there between Nath and Dan. Coming off worse in the end, trying to go around the outside. Pushed out a little bit. Good racing really. And actually our two leaders, Aspect and RJS, are in. So maybe they haven't changed. Maybe I've completely messed up. And 3rd place Silly Shot as well. So that is going to allow Nath, who's coming up now through Junipal and up towards the 2nd to last corner. This is going to give him that lead. So maybe, well, I thought Aspect had it sorted. He's actually still got to run the hard tyres. Aspect. He's coming out now. Yeah, he's still going to have it, I think, Aspect. Nath. It's going to be his RJS is just coming out now. Nath is coming through. So I think RJS, yeah, there he is. Top of the screen now. Nath and Dan still going for it. These two are not giving an inch, are they, these two? There's RJS ahead of them, so he's coming back out in second place. Dan in third. All fighting for that podium place, remember. This is it. Oh, and now Nath having a little fight back, and this is like a reverse of what we've just seen. Nath didn't fancy going for it that time. 3 laps to go here at Interlagos. Size keeping well out of it in 5th place. He's watching all his action ahead of him between these two. I think RJS has got an answer to Aspect though. Aspect still looks like he's going to be victorious. It really is about who's going to finish on that final step of the podium between Dan and Nath, because these two swapping and changing positions. Size picked up half a second, but that's not going to matter too much to him, although Silly Shot's not far behind him. Let's have a quick look. He's got another lap to take it anyway, so should be okay. Depends on how fast or how quick Silly Shot or we can get on back of Side that is. But this is the intriguing battle, isn't it? They go into the penultimate lap now. Are these, who's going to get it? I mean, it's Dan. Advantage Dan at the moment, isn't it? Sure, Nathan's got much more to give. He's got plenty of tyre though. I mean, they're both about the same. So maybe Dan has managed to get away from Nath this time. You could see it was all about who's going to get that 3rd place. They were battling hard. I think Nath's going to give up though. He's going to keep going, obviously, and he's back on the back of Dan again. Obviously quick through that little section. Takes a lot of inside grass there, does Nath. That's what you call track limits, but does he get punished for it? I think he'll be okay. Yeah, it's okay there. Does he do another go there? No. Right on him though. He's setting him up, isn't he? Setting him up for a final lap battle. The fuel for both are looking. Well, Dan's got a little bit more and Dan's gone off. Now, was that a touch from Nath or was that a mistake from Dan? Let's have a quick look. Hasn't got too much of that curb. Let's have a quick look here. Through to Cow. Oh, he takes a lot of grass and then couldn't correct himself, runs it out, and Nath with an easy pass in the end. So now Dan's got to try and get his momentum uphill and gets half a second. That might be it. That's it. I think that's done it for Dan. So even if he does manage to close that gap and get past Nath, he's then got to contend with having to take off half a second at the end of the lap. This is the final lap. I think that's it. I think Dan's done it. I think he's blown it. I think it's 4th place for him. Not going to get much else, I don't think. So let's run through these order then, going into this final lap. We've got Aspect, of course, in the lead, RJS in 2nd, Nath in 3rd. As we know, Dan in 4th, Sai 5th, Silly Shot in 6th, Taff in 7th, under pressure from Carlsbergen. Sorry, 6th for Silly Shot, Taff in 7th, under pressure from Carlsbergen 8th. Now they're having a go. Our tyres against softs. Softs that are pretty worn. Carlsberg ran the outside. Want to move that will be if you can get that one, if you can keep it there. Oh, and now they're having their battle now, aren't they? Got to go back to our leader though, because he's coming round towards the final corner to take victory here at Interlagos. Aspect led it from the start to perfection. Gets another victory. Our championship leader. Congratulations to him. Winner of round 7. RJS will be fairly happy with that. I think 2nd place in the end. Did a lot of tyre saving early doors in this race, right at the start. And maybe that's what paid off, and he gets the second place for him. Well done, Nath. Will be pleased with third place after a fantastic battle with Dan, who does grab that fourth. Maybe a bit disappointed, Dan, in the end there, but fifth place for Sai. Silly shot, sixth place. We're going to have Taff, who's going to come in seventh. Nothing much left on his tyres, really. So he's, again, strategy-wise, he's done well with his tyres there. So we weren't going to get much more out of them. Seventh for him. Crossbones in eighth. Carlsberg in ninth. Firepower in 10th. Just coming up towards turn 14. Daddy Dims, who didn't get another lap in, finishes in 11th. So there's your round 7 from the Ultimate Racing League, League 5. Aston Martin GR4 Championship. Join me next time. I think we're in Australia at Mount Panorama, so that's going to be even more fun and games there, but enjoyable race, that one. So join me for round 8 next time out. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and hopefully I'll catch you again soon. Bye for now. Thanks again.